Hey guys, try to make this quick. See if anybody pops on real fast. So over the past, I guess 2 weeks, I picked up some cool items of Gary Carter, and I guess the first one I have to show is this cool teletype from back in 1986. It's a 9 by 11. It's a little bit awkward size. I got to get a proper top loader for it, but you can see it's signed. That's pretty cool. From their World Series victory, this would have gone out, I guess, to newspapers that subscribe to this service, and it's pretty cool. So there you go. I was real happy to get that. I came in first. This one I thought was really cool, and it's a jumbo patch. It's from a company called, I believe it's President's Club, and they do like a solitaire or President's Choice. And I thought that that was really cool piece of the jersey. So it's an off-brand, if you will, compared to Topps and even Panini, but the piece itself was pretty cool. I got that recently, and I got this in just today. I paid more than I really wanted to for this, but apparently they're pretty uncommon, so you got to get them while you can. It's this thing here from Topps Archives 2016, Desert Shield foil on it. You can see right there in the upper corner where my pinky is. So, yeah, those are scarce apparently from what I read, and I was very reluctant to get this thing based on the price tag of it. It was like $60, $56 after purchasing. It was yeah, I thought it was a little too pricey. And then I got this from a seller on Facebook, along with some other cards, but not. I don't have those with me. But I don't think I had the checklist of 1984 Donruss, and if it has Gary Carter's name on it, I get it. Hey Stash, what's up, man? Caleb, what's going on? You have a small stack of Carters, Caleb? Thanks, man. Yeah, you've been killing it at the antique show and stuff, picking up stuff. So I've been curiously watching videos of yours. But yeah, that's really the long and the short of it. I just these are recent pickups. I got to figure out how to get this teletype thing into a binder. I just don't think that that's going to happen. Might have to just stuff it away in a drawer until I could figure out how to better get it into a binder, because I don't think that they make the plastic sheets as big as that. Nice. What's up, man? Yeah, man. So again, if you just popped in, I got this cool teletype from 1986. Maybe a little painful for but Parker, what's up, man? And it's autographed. I thought that that was cool. So these sorts of items are fleeting. I guess, they're not making them anymore, and the ones you get are from newspaper archives and things like that. So they're not. They're only going to get more scarce as time goes on. Now, granted, there's probably other versions of it from other newspapers, so you can still find more of them. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool to find an autographed one. So I shouldn't say they're not as rare as you might think, but they're not making them anymore, so that's pretty cool. And again, from the 2016 archives, I really didn't want to pay $56 for this thing, but I wound up paying that because after reading, I wouldn't say a great deal, but enough that these cards are apparently scarce with the Desert Shield logo on that. So that's pretty cool. But again, the price was a bit of a pill to swallow on that one. I got the cool checklist from 84 Donruss, so I also continue to put these into my collection, checklists with Gary Carter's name on them. And this one here was a jumbo patch from, I guess, President's Choice, which is like an off brand. I thought that this was pretty cool, the size of the patch that they were willing to offer, and they were also willing to say that this was game used jersey. So, you can parse the language on the backs of cards: game worn, game used, player worn, all that stuff. So they're standing by that this was a game used jersey piece. So I thought that was pretty sweet. So that's really what I've got on offer for today. I know I really haven't shown any new updates on the collection or what I've picked up recently, but this pretty much sums up 2 weeks worth of looking. And yeah, that's really it, guys. Yeah, the Desert Shields, apparently they're, when they appear, you have to jump. And now I sat on that for months, and I'd really, I didn't really want to pull the trigger on it, but after reading more and more, I was like, I don't know if this is going to come back again. I don't know if this is going to be available for a good while. And but as I say that, when it rains, it pours. Somebody will probably offer another one shortly, but that's really the way it goes. Yeah, yeah. It's I've got a fake 1991 Desert Shield Carter. I've got the couple of real ones, but they are pretty cool. And even as a kid, I didn't know about Desert Shield. I'd never seen it. I only saw that as an adult, and I didn't know it was a thing until I was an adult. But apparently, they redid it for the 2016, and they stamped them with the foil. I'm not sure if the foil is identical or if it's similar. I don't remember the flag being on the Desert Shield, but maybe it is. I just didn't look close enough on the older ones, but this one has like a flag on it. I don't know. Somebody who's a little bit more versed in it might tell me, oh, no, the other one has the flag on it too. I don't know. I just haven't looked as closely or haven't looked at it recently. But all right, take care, Iz. Hey, Jeff, what's going on? Wow. I didn't anticipate a lot of people jumping in, but that's really what's going on in my collection. If anybody has anything going on in theirs, let me know. But yeah, I guess I'm due for a collection update. But the way I look at it is, I just don't think that there's a strong following for seeing my same stuff over and over again. So if you've seen it, you've seen it, really. The updates are mainly for me, I guess, that I have a video showing what's currently in there. And I know the thing I don't like about the update videos that I make personally is I don't stop to really look at the stuff and talk about it. But then I feel like I just be boring people out by talking about specific items, and there's so much to get through that I just wind up whipping through it. But that's kind of where my update videos are. And again, like I said, do people really want to see that? I don't know. So, Vogs, hey, Vogs, what's up, man? Yeah, I was just over at Eloy's auction, and I might go back in if it's still running. I gotta check when I get back upstairs. But yeah, I was over there. Vogs was in there. Josh Hamilton. All right, nice. But I guess the career that could have been for him, right? It's a tragic story for him. But yeah, I'm doing. I've been very happy on Facebook. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that, Stash. Yeah, I guess I've been real happy getting just stacks of dupes and multiples, and I've really come to appreciate. I've been this way for a long time, but I've really come to appreciate even the beat up cards. Like, to me, sometimes they're even more special because either somebody really liked it or didn't like it. And even the stuff with the pinholes in it, I think that stuff's kind of cool. Just another layer to the collection of being interesting. Hey, hobbyist, what's up? I always like it when you in a stream, even if it's not my stream, people saying hello. I think that that's cool. Um, but yeah, this is kind of where I'm at. I've been happy on Facebook. There's been a couple of people I know, Virginia Cards in a Junk Wax era group. He's been awesome, finding stuff and just making huge piles of cards for me. It's my goal, just to give you a little insight onto how I try to do it each year, is it's my goal to obviously add new cards to the collection. And what I count as unique cards, you might disqualify, but I'm not big on like color variations, but unless it's like extreme. But I usually chalk up color variations that I know about to ink, fullness versus the ink was probably running out on the run. But when something's obvious, like it's blue, but it's supposed to be purple or you know what I mean by that. But I also count, proofs and things like that. I have tons of proofs, miscuts as unique items and stuff like that. So my collection compared to somebody else's might have a whole bunch of extra pork that other collections might not count or disqualify, but it's my collection. I guess I can count it any way that I want. So I try to pick up new cards like that. But I also try to get 1,000 cards into the collection for the year. So just overall. So it could be, 1,000 1987 tops. I've reached my goal for the year to get 1,000 in there. And usually I overshoot that goal each year by a couple hundred, if not a couple thousand sometimes when you get like a really big lot or a couple of big lots. But yeah, Virginia Cards has been pretty cool on getting me bulk for real cheap. And it's easy. And again, I know if you're collecting, like I know my buddy Mike Hitman 23, he collects Don Mattingly. He doesn't collect like me, but if he were going to try to do the same thing for Don Mattingly, it'd be much more expensive. So I have the luxury of collecting somebody more affordable to do something like that with. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no, it's interesting. You got a cards that someone put a barcode on the back of. Yeah, that's interesting. Again, I like stuff like that. I like oddball. And at this point, I'm kind of relegated to oddball, or, for me, this is pricey. You know what I mean? Like you're getting up to $60 after taxes and everything and fees for just this one card. It's not autographed or anything. It's just, that's kind of where I'm relegated to now. Make like one purchase a month or something like that, and get something decent, or a pay period. Pick up something that's a little bit more costly, and that's really it. Never eat the gum. I don't think I've had Topps gum in forever, but I remember I was at the National last year and I bought a box of the Star stickers from 80. I think it was 89. A couple of 88s were in there too. But I thought that was awesome. I got so many cool little stickers out of that. I didn't peel the stickers, but I thought that was awesome. That was really the first grouping of cards that I remember getting as a kid, specifically the 1989. They were in the candy store, and that's my first real experience with getting cards out of a pack, was the stickers. So the stickers always hold a nice sentimental value for me. And I've always been that way. I've always valued stickers over cards, but it's not to say I like them more. It's just I gravitate toward them because that's where I really got my start, was stickers, like stuff like this. So that's cool. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, guys. I'm always looking for if anybody has bundles of cards they want to trade or sell off, at a fair price. I'm always game for stuff like that. It's really cool when you can get like a box of cards and put them into the penny sleeves and stuff. I call them the thinny thins. And you just, then I could put them into my 5,000 count boxes. I just onboarded like 5,000 count boxes, and I'm not going to say they're filled up. They're not, but Uh, I did that last year, and already those boxes are starting to get decently filled out just from inventory coming in and me stretching other cards from other boxes into them. It's obviously created a lot of space for more cards, but by the same token, it's eaten up what little space I do have to pack my cards into somewhere safe. I don't store my stuff for Gary Carter in the basement. I'm always worried about moisture and stuff like that. It's not that it's not that there is moisture. It's I live in New Jersey. I have a sump pump, so it's just a fear that is always present. So I don't keep anything here. Um, but yeah, my space is at a premium where I'm relegated to a closet. That's it. That's that's all I've got. I can't put it anywhere else. Uh, nice. Oh, Caleb, I didn't know you were that young, man. I mean, I figured you were younger than me. I didn't figure you were that much younger than me. Yeah, dry Carter is happy Carter, right? Um, but yeah, I'm like, I'm at the point in my collection where I'm just like really contented with pretty much what I have now. I'm not going to say I don't get new stuff. My wife would obviously agree with that idea. He just turned 27. How about that, man? Happy birthday. Um, yeah, so you're not like super young, but you're not old by any stretch. You're still in your 20s. That's great. I'll be 40 in 2 months, September. Um, yeah, I'm just at the point where I'm just very content with my collection. I'm happy with it. Um, but I'm always looking for the really, really, really obscure stuff that just doesn't pop up very frequently. So that's kind of where I'm at. Um, been kind of this year been very focused on just pulling in multiples and dupes, stuff like that. So that's really been the focus of this year. I remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, I focused on photos. So this would like fall into the category of like a photo. So that was cool to make like little focuses. I really don't have a focus this year, to be honest with you. Maybe I should have, but the years, we're in month 7 of the year, so I guess it's a little late to make um, a resolution on what to do, what not to do, what to get, what to focus on. But it kind of just go with what's present and mainly on eBay and what's present and what's happening out there. What's up for sale, what's not. And sometimes there's curveballs. There might be memorabilia up and stuff like that, but uh, it's never too late. Yeah, I guess not. Um, but I've really been. I also, in my collection, I count autographed cards. So, like, if you had a 91 tops signed and one that wasn't signed, the signed one would count as a unique. And then if it's different color ink, one's a blue ink, one's a black ink. All right, so that's now 3 cards. I really was going to this week or last week rather take all my 1991 tops. I did this in the past. I deleted the video. I deleted a lot of videos. I got rid of a lot of older stuff. But I was going to take a black light I have like on a holder, and I was going to show people like how to find the phosphorescence on the 91 tops. And apparently there's I think the 81 I'm sorry, 87 Donruss, 89 Donruss glow phosphorescent under black light too. So then there might be more um, what's it called? Unique cards drawn from that. And I know that guys are on eBay. If you look this stuff up, you look up like UV variant. Guys are trying to get like premiums, but the fact of the matter is, if you bought a lot, like let's say you're into Tony Gwynn and you bought a 25 card lot of 1989 Tony Gwynn, you're probably going to have a lot of the variants in there anyway. In the 1991, oh man, there's a lot of variants. There's bold, not bold. Some is phosphorescent, not as phosphorescent. It's just dull backs, bright backs. It gets wild. If you really think about the variations on 91, there could literally be dozens of variations. I myself, I think I found at least 12 or 13, and I'm sure that there's more, but that's probably a little bit too intricate. But I was thinking about doing looking at all my 91s and regrouping them in my boxes. Right now, 91 gets so crazy that I just pack them all together, and someday I plan to separate them out and stuff like that. And don't even get me started on 1989 Donruss. So many variations where they have the gap, the denotes with the 1 star, 2 stars, the ink period, no ink, no period, with gap, without gap. Now add UV variants into that. It would just be insane. But apparently it's a thing. So I can't even imagine how many variations there would be with that. And I know I'm rambling and people might not find this interesting. I apologize. But if you're into the junk wax era stuff, like my collection mainly focuses on with regard to Gary Carter, it might be useful for you to know some of those things. But don't overpay for anything because, like I said, just buy a group of 1991 tops. Like if somebody offers like a 25 card stack, you've probably got a lot of the variations in there to begin with. So don't buy the hype. So yeah, it's just, it would be, I did it once before where I was showing like how this stuff glows. I don't think my computer camera is good enough to really show you anything really excellent, but it would definitely, I think it would be cool too, Stash. I think it would be fun to do, at least on my end. Just to see what other variations. And basically what I do is I take a legal pad and start writing down like what variations I have and stack them, and then compare that to my Excel spreadsheet to see what I do and don't have and go from there. But I'm also afraid to do that because I'm afraid I'll find like dozens and dozens and dozens of variations and drive myself crazy in the process. But again, it might be cool to, get some more numbers out of it. I think the unique count is somewhere, I have to look at it, is somewhere in the range of 2,500 to 3,000. But again, if you were to go to Trading Card Database, a lot of the cards that I'm calling variations, you won't see them listed. So again, maybe I'm cheating. Yeah, it definitely is. It's a rabbit hole. So if you collect junk era, it's a rabbit hole that you want to explore and have fun with while losing your mind. I guess you could do it. But yeah, I usually don't dabble a lot in President's Choice, but I just thought it was really cool. Like, when do you see like a jumbo patch like that, especially with a more unique piece of the jersey too, not just, what do they call them? The white napkins. Like, you actually got a piece of the Expos name on the jersey. I was like, that's pretty sweet. I don't know. Yeah, Trading Card Database does not, they don't count that. But they are proofs. Some of them are proofs, especially in the 80s. If you find one with the real cardboard, like the brown cardboard, grayish cardboard back, those are proofs. And some people demand high prices for those proofs, and some of them are a little bit more uncommon than others. If you look at 1984 tops, you'll see that the proofs, there's two different types of proof. There's the proof for a regular card, which is inside the box where the player's head is. Their head comes out of the box. So like, you'll see like the box around their head and the head pops out a little bit. And then there's the variety where the head is in the box. And those command more of a price. And I just happen to get the head in the box as part of like a massive, bulk lot or something. And I guess, people are just like, just get rid of it. And it was in the mix of hundreds of cards. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I didn't really think about it. It was just, I had it as a proof. And then when I read more about, head in box, head out of box, I was like, oh man, I have one head in box. And if you go on eBay for some of these players, they're expensive for the head in box. So I find that stuff interesting. And then, you can go to 90 Donruss with the Aqueous test and stuff like that. That's pretty fun. Those get really, really hard to find items. I'm not even sure. I bet you people counterfeited some of them too, but that's something to look at. Yeah, but the trading card database too seems a little fishy at times, where you can actually load up cards. I've seen guys, load stuff on there, and I'm like, is that really a variation or isn't it? But it's counted. And, people have counted, other rando things where I'm like, I guess the trading card database is user created. So I guess if I really went in there, I can expand those numbers dramatically if I was going to take pictures and load them up one at a time. I bet you I can pump at least 2,000 new versions into their database just on that. But again, I think a lot of people would disagree with what I'm counting. Yeah, I mean, but I was really surprised what was listed on trading card database, where I'd look at that and say that's questionable at best, and it's there, it's in there. But anyway, yeah, some cool stuff. And don't forget too, if you collect junk wax, when you look at the early 80s stickers, look on the back of the sticker. And I didn't realize this was until only a couple of years ago, that it says albums coming soon, or the other one is want more stickers. Like, you'll see, like, there's different advertisements on the back, and you can see which ones were earlier because it says albums coming soon. And I didn't realize that. And so you got variations right there. And then some stickers into the mid and late 80s, you'll see are printed with blue ink or black ink. Which gets kind of interesting too. You got hardback tests and stuff like that. So again, if you're out there having fun with it, you can really find a lot of variations that are pretty cool. And you're probably sitting on variations you never even knew you had. That's why whenever people are like, "Oh, I have a copy of that, I'll trade that away." You might be trading away a variation that could be in your player collection that you need. And again, we don't need any of this stuff. We like this stuff, but it's not necessary for life. But you know what I mean by need. But yeah, this is, got some cool stuff. I've got, just thinking back on my collection, I've got some pretty nice things. And I started asking myself, I'm like, what more do I really need? And I really don't. And like I said, stuff like this pops along and you're like, all right, I'll pull the trigger. And, this one comes along, a little, I don't know if I really want to spend that, but I think about it and I'm like, well, when's the next time it pops up? And then does it become astronomically more expensive, or does it actually cool off? But being nearly $60 from something that's 7 years old already, I'm guessing it's only going to go up in value. And rarity, as I guess guys collect sets of these things and stuff like that. But it's a limited number of sets. I don't know how many of these things were printed a piece, but it's got to be slim on the Desert Shield for it to command that much money. And I can only imagine, a player like Cal Ripken or Tony Gwynn or Don Mattingly, it's got to be $100+ for something like that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, guys. Always looking for new stuff, as much as I say, just be happy with what you have, but, always on the lookout. Yeah, postcards are fun. If I could find some cool postcards, the kids are doing cartwheels. Nice. Yeah, no, I just, I got everybody down just a little while ago. That's why I want to get back up there and, just be with the kids, making sure that everybody's staying asleep and stuff like that. But hope everybody, had fun with this, and maybe you liked some of the stuff we talked about, or maybe it gives you a pause to take a look at your collection and see if you have variations in there. But I would tell anybody, you most certainly probably do have the variations you never knew you had in there. So that's really what's up. So, yeah. I hope everybody had a great day. I hope to do more of these, but I don't have anything on the pipe coming through, so I don't really have more stuff to really dig my teeth into. The other stuff that I did get new from, weeks and months past, I normally just throw it straight into the binder and in it goes. And I say to myself, I should do a video showing some of the newer stuff. And I just never do. But I figured with this one, that's pretty cool. And I was inspired by my friend, Book of Festus Kyle. If you don't know who that is, check him out. He's a good dude. And, he just did some collection updates. This is what I got, and I was like, you know what, I got to do something like that too. I haven't done anything like that in forever, but I haven't gotten anything of real caliber in terms of like single purchase worth $60. It would normally be like $35 worth of like 400 cards, something like that. And everybody's seen all the cards, and then I put it into my I might do a sort video where I'm sorting stuff and counting stuff, but several of the cards I have in the collection have hit over the 1,000 mark of having the numbers. 1987, if it's not there, it's real close to 1,000. I shouldn't say several, just a couple have hit the 1,000 card mark, but 87's got to be close. And on a final thought before I guess get off, I've always considered the 1987 Mets team cards to be the 1986, the true 1986 champion team set, because if whenever the cards are printed, you see the cards of the guys who were on the team the year before. But the 1987 set really captures the guys who are on the championship team when they won the championship. So I know, what always comes to mind is like my 1955 Carter owned Duke Snider. Now, technically the 55 is when they won the World Series, but the 56 truly represents the team that won the World Series. And that's the way I view the Mets 1987 tops, is that's the real championship team set. So it's not the year that you win the World Series, it's the year after. That's the real championship team set. I don't know if that touches down with anybody, or if anybody has any thoughts or disagreement on that, but that's really where I stand on the Mets. I prefer the 87 set because it's more truly the 86 Mets. And that's why I just like that. I like the Topps card from that a lot more than the 86. And it's just a fun set. It's got the wood grain. That's just a classic set. I've been putting together a gum-stained 1987 set. So if anybody has any gum-stained cards from 1987, I've been putting together slowly, creeping. I got like 100 right now. 100 cards or 120 cards from that set, but that'll be something that when I reach like 60 years old, if I have the whole thing done, that'd be pretty fun to put in a binder. And I'm not going to put them face up, I'd put them face down to show the gum from the other side. I think that would be something fun to do, but I think I've rambled enough, and I think that people are getting fed up with hearing about my Gary Carter collection. So I guess I'll stop it there and wish everybody a great night. And thanks, really, again. I think it's wonderful. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, Stash. Same thing, man. Back at you. It's a pleasure hearing from you. It's great to see people in the chat. I hope to do some more of these things. I used to do a nightly, called it Steve and the Eve, nightly thing. If people are interested in something like that, I could probably do, maybe not if each night, but maybe we can get more chats going in and see how to like pull people like via telephone or something into the chats, and see what we can do. But you have yourselves a wonderful night, and I hope all your families are doing well, and I hope you guys are doing well. Stay well, stay safe, and enjoy the sun. All right, guys. Bye-bye.